Alvy Apperson, Sean Atwood, Donnie Baker, basically a lawyer, Bethan Show, Dave Bagoda, Paul Capaldi, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Lauder Crowder, Daily Mail, Digital Spy, Eric Goes on Making a Murderer, Base Body Reading, Bog Hayes, Fresh Start Monday, Eddie Goring, Alan R. Grant, Haunted Roads Media, Jeremy Jans, Jim and Sam Show, Mind Shock, N64 Controller, Casey Oliver, Vincent Potan, Reason TV, reporting live from myself, Ripper Jack Gaming, Rubber Ducky, Sam from Jim and Sam Show, Sandra Boggs, The War Within, today's TMJ4, True Crime Daily, and Lou Exxon, Xun. That's 34. There's 35. Me. Better put myself in. That's right. $35. A platoon. A platoon in the entire world, YouTube, Making a Murder, there's only 35 people. Or 35 channels that have pretty much anything to say. Except for ABC, NBC, and those assholes. Us. The more independent, not... But there's 35 of us. Only 35. 35. And yet, we can wreak a lot of havoc. Because in that 35 people, there's a lot of freaking views. A lot of people tuning in. So, what it is that we have a responsibility here, okay? So, let's view ourselves more as members of a charter, shall we? Okay. We're all members, equal members of a charter. And the truth is dependent upon us. Okay? Now, we need to get together on some things here because we have actually 35 independent people all going off in their own direction, which is fine. Okay? We all have our niche, our specialty, our forte. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. But what we need to have is a general consensus of the population. Okay? Now I'm going to ask each and every one of you to vote. Now, the main issue on the table is the RAV4 and the Wisconsin State Crime Lab long-term storage. Everything else is off the table. Okay? All we do is we concentrate on that one door lock that opens up that door and there sits a vehicle. Now here's what's supposed to be there. Teresa Marie Hall Box RAV4. By serial number positively identified by every means possible, but that vehicle be identified. Boom! right there. But as it sits right now, that vehicle that's sitting there is unidentified. There's no pictures of anything that identifies that vehicle as being Teresa Marie Halbach's. None. It's just a picture of a vehicle, but yeah, okay. Said to be. But do we have that in documentation? Can we say that with proof positiveness? No, we can't. Not with a straight face. We have to lie in some way, shape, form, or another to get it to be Teresa Marie Halbach's vehicle, but it isn't. Okay? And the reason why is because it can't have two different paint jobs at the same time. It's blue, as last we've seen. But Teresa was driving a dark green. You don't go from one color, complete one color code, over to another complete other code by light, rain, conditions, whatever. It don't happen. They don't make paint that way. They make paint to go halfway, maybe. Okay, a little bit of aerial, but not jump a complete paint code where you sand this on a bitch down and you put a coat of paint on it. It don't happen. Okay? But yet, it's still Teresa Marie Halbach's vehicle. What's supposed to be there? What's supposed to be there is a 760 Mystic Teal mica, single tone, with a moonroof. Okay? Green everything. Not what you've seen in Wisconsin State Crime Lab photos. Not what you've seen on AVERY Auto Salvage. Those are blue, two-tone. Two different types of vehicles. Same vehicle, but with the differences. Now then, what else is supposed to be there? Well, there's not supposed to be damage on the door, and there's not supposed to be a damage in the front bumper with the light. That's no damage there. But more importantly, what's supposed to be there is the key that forensically matches up with the key on file for that vehicle, and Teresa Marie Halbach's DNA all over it. Mike Halbach's DNA all over it. Did Teresa ever give her mother a ride? Then her mother's DNA over it. Should you ever give her father a ride? Then his DNA is going to be on it. She gave her little sisters rides, right? Then their DNA is going to be on it. The entire Halbach family's DNA is going to be on it. Plus, Ryan's DNA is going to be on it. Scott Bolizer, he probably was taken down to the store or something like that, took road with her. His DNA is going to be all over it. Okay? Teresa's friends at school giving a ride, their DNA is going to be all over it. Oh, and their fingerprints too. All over that place. All right? With all her family members, with all her friends, all those fingerprints are going to be on it. All their DNA is going to be inside of it. And that's what's supposed to be at the Wisconsin State Crime Lab long-term storage. Tell me it's not. Now then, we have established what's supposed to be there. Pull out, and I'm telling you right now that that's not what's in there. What's in there doesn't have all the DNA of all of her family members and all of her friends, doesn't have fingerprints of all of her families and all of her friends or anybody else that was in that vehicle. None of that shit's going to be there. The key, right now, you can forensically match up and say, no, that did not belong to that vehicle. Why has that key not been notched out, okay, and submitted to Toyota, and the Toyota comes back and tell you what the VIN number for the key actually is? Why isn't that done? I don't see that anywhere. Hey, rubber ducky, take the key. It's marked out, and have that key matched up to the bin number in which that key belongs. That Buting's holding up in court. Okay? That key. You can tell me and you can tell the world what the bin number off of that key is. That's not being done. Not being done. That key will not match up to Teresa Marie Halbach's vehicle. So when you say it's Teresa Marie Halbach's key, according to the notches in it and the grooves in it, it's not Teresa Marie Halbach's key, but we can add a name to it on whose vehicle it belongs to. And where it was, where it came from, its history, it's been history. Oh yeah, well, it's Cleveland Auto Salvage, the last place they seen it. Right? Why isn't that being done? Make it happen. Now, right now, we're in a lull. There's not anything legally going at this particular moment. So now's the time to let's all ask ourselves this one question. We have two choices. Teresa Marie Halbach is not dead, and Teresa Marie Halbach is dead. Now, for some strange and unknown reasons, people believe Teresa Marie Halbach to be dead. Well, wait a minute. We kind of like jumped over something. She's alive and she's dead. Well, how did she get dead? You see, there's get dead, the part between being alive and being deceased, a murder. Where can you tell me where you see a murder in Making a Murderer, the Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey case, and they didn't kill her? There's suspects and all this other stuff with the assumption that she's dead. But what is that basis for the assumption? She's missing, so she must be dead. Somebody killed her. Is that your only option? Is that the only thing on the table? No, she went into hiding. That's on the table too. So, you've got two sides. One side, positive thinkers, and the other side, negative thinkers. You see? Well, I think she's dead. I hold out hope that she's alive. They have not proven Teresa Marie Halbach to be clinically dead for real. Maybe they papered it. They just said she's dead. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. Believe us, she's dead. Oh, we got a bone here. We got a little bit there. We got some shit. But when you look at Making a Murderer, when you look at the Stephen A. Brendan case, when you look at the whole damn thing, you cannot come up possibly. You cannot possibly come up with the conclusion that Teresa Marie Halbach is dead. Teresa Marie Halbach is only dead when she's proven to be dead. Don't you get that? And she has not been proven to be dead. They didn't have her body. They haven't come in with a positive 100% bingo. And more importantly, we know she didn't die in the pit and wasn't incinerated, period. That's it. That is totally beyond the realm of even consideration. You'd smell that shit. No flippin' way did she exit this world in that manner. So we know she didn't die there. And she hasn't been proven to be dead in a court of law of anything worth a shit. You have nothing. Nothing. You have grasping at straws, yeah. But the reality is, and the fact is, the evidence does not support her being dead. So it is erroneous on your part to approach this subject matter, these men's lives in your hands, basically put, because people listen to you all, to come at it with she's dead, 10 cracks approach. All you're doing is parroting what 10 cracks is saying. You're working for cracks. Really? Let's all get together and say one thing. Teresa Marie Halbach has not been proven dead in a court of law and does not satisfy a conclusion, does not back up a conclusion. It does not have the basis for the conclusion, the final conclusion that she's dead. It just does not have that. And you can't squeeze it out of it either. It's just not there. Okay? You have the opinion that she's dead, and therefore that is going to skewer your investigation and your reporting because you're approaching it from the wrong and incorrect, stepping beyond the evidence and actually wishing ill upon this Teresa Marie Halbach versus stop where the evidence stops. And the evidence does not take you over the threshold to conclude that she's dead. So therefore, she is not dead, but just missing. Okay? That's the reality of making a murderer. Making a murderer has not conclusively proven, not beyond a shadow of a doubt, not beyond reasonable doubt, but with reasonable doubt, she is not dead. That is logical and that is reasonable. Okay? You stop where the evidence stops. You don't take the evidence further than the evidence goes. Period. Be professional, because if Teresa Marie Halbach does show up alive, then you better damn well hope she don't. That's your position. Well, I thought you were dead. What made you think that? You wishing me ill? The problem that you have is that you've gone overboard and your asses are swinging in the breeze. That if she does come up alive, then you're gonna be fucked. And you're fucking yourself. You're fucking yourself. You're going beyond. Why? Why are you toting Ken Kratz's lie? Why are you toting Tom Fallon's lie? Why are you toting Norman Gann's lie? Why are you feeding into it? Why are you feeding into it? You're supposed to be for the truth. And the truth is, the evidence does not support your conclusion. Straight up.